Have you heard of cystic fibrosis before?
No.
No. No. No.
What do you think cystic fibrosis is?
Maybe a disease?
Some kind of disease, maybe?
Painful condition.
Okay, sounds like some sort of nervous system disorder.
I don't know much.
I have no idea.
A disorder.
The most frustrating part about having CF is the fact that it's just not widely known, and the fact that it's unfortunately looked at as an invisible illness is also frustrating.
Cystic fibrosis is an inherited chronic disease that affects the lungs and digestive system of about 30,000 children and adults in the United States, making it the #1 genetic disease in our country. A defective gene and its protein product cause the body to produce unusually thick, sticky mucus that clogs the lungs and leads to life-threatening lung infections, and obstructs the pancreas and stops natural enzymes from helping the body break down and absorb food.
There are approximately 1,000 new cases of cystic fibrosis diagnosed each year in the United States. 70% of these patients are diagnosed by age 2. Currently, the predicted median age of survival for a person with cystic fibrosis is in their early 40s.
What did you first think about when you received the news that your child was diagnosed with CF?
That it was going to be a long life ahead, and that
Very devastating.
well, quality of life for the kids were going to be terrible, and that was a big concern, that you guys were going to have the same quality of life as we had. So it was tough, devastating.
Managing CF is a daily task to maintain health. We asked a few people with CF how much time they put forth to keep their health as it is.
I would say around an hour and a half.
Pre-double lung transplant, hours a day.
And about 2 hours a day, just doing treatments.
I have to take a series of pills and antibiotics. I also have to do physical things like what's called the VEST treatment and chest physiotherapy. This only takes me about 20 to 25 minutes. I have to do it every morning and every night. I usually try to do it between 3 or 4 times throughout the day anyway.
CF treatments are there to maintain your health, but unfortunately they cannot stop the progression of CF.
There are several chest therapies that patients with CF can perform each day to help loosen their lung secretions. Respiratory therapist Laura Lipka explains some of these therapies and how they work.
What do you think is the best chest physiotherapy? Best method? Like versus like the chest percussion like this, or the VEST, or the cappella, or...
Honestly, I think they're all good. I think it's good to get in a routine with your VEST, but then I think it's kind of like being a carpenter and having a box of tools, and you use what you need. I think it's good to get in a routine with the VEST, but I think exercise is important.
Yes. And the VEST treatment is the goal is to loosen up the secretions in my lungs. It does that by using this machine, which fills the VEST up with air. So once it fills up with air, it pumps the air, and then it continues to vibrate my chest and torso region. Now, as a kid, I grew up and we used what's called percussion therapy, and it was just a form of doing this on my lungs. It would take a shorter period of time and didn't do as much as the VEST does.
I know some patients who will use the VEST and then do the a cappella when they're done.
Okay.
Some just use it when they're traveling.
Okay.
Some will use PEP. They'll add it in the day because they get to know their bodies real well and feel like they need that added.
Will you explain PEP? I'm actually not too familiar with it.
PEP is positive expiratory pressure.
Okay.
Your a cappella is actually vibrating PEP.
Right.
So when you blow into it, you can dial a resistance. Some people feel resistance, some feel more of the vibrations.
Right.
But that we also have PEP where you blow and you set a resistance based on the orifice of the of a hole.
Okay.
And so you're blowing into it, and it helps open up those lower airways, or sometimes people have floppy airways with CF, and it helps open those up. And some people feel the vibrating, that capella works better for them. Some feel the pep feel, works
Okay.
better for them. That's why I say I think it's real awesome to do the vest, and you need to.
Right.
And then the other things, get to know yourself and add them in.
Okay.
While chest therapies are a big part of a patient's care, there are many other health-related undertakings that individuals with CF must attend to, no matter what else they are dealing with outside of the disease.
So some of the stuff that goes into treating cystic fibrosis in terms of the insides are I have to take what are called enzymes. And their basic enzymes is just catalyze reactions in my stomach. Since my pancreas can't produce that, the proper enzymes to digest high fatty foods or high caloric foods. So I have to take between 3 and 5 of these with every meal I eat throughout the day. I also am on a series of vitamins. One's called Abdec, and it's just vitamins A, B, D, E, and K. And then I'm also on even more vitamin D because my body can't produce enough of it. I'm also on a series of antibiotics called azithromycin. Many people have heard of it. It's called Z-Pak, but I'm on it all the time. I'm also on sulfameth, and with sulfameth I cycle it between another antibiotic because the bacteria in my lungs can unfortunately get resistant. So if you cycle it, it can usually extend the life expectancy of the medication or the amount of the length I can use it.
It's a lot of work. People don't understand. It's a lot of work. Keeping up on things, like I said previously, a lot of medications, a lot of inhaled antibiotics. That's just a small bit of hospitalizations, doctor's appointments, surgeries. I've had over 23 sinus surgeries and going on to my 24th in a few weeks. And my lungs, obviously, being a post-double lung transplant recipient, therapy, physical therapy, there's just so much to it, and people just don't understand that it's not something simple. It's a lot of work and what we do and keep a good face on, and we just need to find a cure.
Medical advances are proving that gene-targeting therapies look promising for what is being called a cure in the near future. This gives hope to those who have been told they are different, told there is no hope, told that they are not like other people, told a number at a young age of when to expect to die, told that their future was uncertain. For these people, cure is needed, and the CF Foundation and others who believe it is possible are working enthusiastically to see that it becomes a reality.
Since care has improved so much, what is it about the disease that makes it so difficult to cure?
A lot of parts of your body don't work well, and it makes you more susceptible for chronic infections. But it's true. It's really like every chronic disease. I mean, we have a lot of chronic diseases, but we have very few chronic diseases that there's a cure for.
Right,
I mean, we can treat them all. We can't cure them. We'd like to make CF a lot more like asthma. We'd love to cure. We'd love to give you one treatment and it would be gone.
Right.
But if we could make CF like asthma, where maybe you're on just a couple medicines every day, and maybe you end up in the hospital once in a great while, or maybe you don't.
Yeah.
Having to explain what CF is to me is not always easy. CF is my lifelong partner. My pain, my hurt, but also my comfort. And I know that's kind of odd to say, but the fact is that I have met some wicked incredible people because of CF. People who understand what I'm going through, who, when I need it, they're there for me. Not only that, but CF is my motivator. Growing up, it's always, don't expect your child to do this, don't do that, and, he's not going to be active in sports, and I always had this, I'm going to prove them wrong type of attitude, and I did for the most part. But it also makes you stop and look at life through a different perspective that most people, especially as young as me, get to see, and that's how fragile life is, and just how precious every moment is, and you learn to stop and appreciate certain moments in life. So CF is a blessing in that aspect, but it'd be amiss to leave out the fact that CF is also a curse.
My name is Troy LaRosa. I am 19 and I have cystic fibrosis.
Hi, my name is Heidi and I have CF.
Hi, my name is Kenneth Bean Jr. I am 31 years old. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, and I have CF.
Beginning this semester, I didn't know much about cystic fibrosis at all.
4 months ago, when we started this project, I knew very little about cystic fibrosis.
Learning about a disease that I'd only heard the name of before has been an interesting experience, and
throughout the process, I've really started to care more about it myself.
just in the past 4 months that we've been working on this documentary, I've been able to learn so much about, the symptoms and the treatments.
I really didn't understand, all the ramifications it had with it, how many people it affected, how it affected their lives, and what have you.
Even though there are only 30,000 people that are diagnosed with cystic fibrosis, there are millions of carriers of the gene.
I've really just seen the impact it has on their lives and how frustrating and how disappointing it is to them that others in the United States don't know about it.
Unfortunately, there are so many people who have zero understanding or knowledge of cystic fibrosis.
I've learned so much about the disease itself and the impact it has on not only the lives of the patients, but of their family and friends.
Every morning for the past 19 years, I have woken up knowing I had cystic fibrosis. And for those past 19 years, I have woken up thinking that I would live the rest of my life with cystic fibrosis. Nowadays, in 2013, that may not be true 10 years down the road. I may be able to see at one point, I don't have cystic fibrosis. Whether it may be I don't have cystic fibrosis like I did when I was a kid, or legitimately cured of the condition, I want that to be in my future. And I think the best way to do this is to improve awareness, because if more people are aware of it, there will be more people motivated to fundraise.
The only way that we're going to reach that cure is through raising awareness of the disease. Without awareness, there can't be fundraising, there can't be a sense of morale. It's really the driving force toward finding a cure.
I don't want to be defined by my condition. The only way, though, that I won't be defined by it, in terms of other people's perspectives, is if that disease is cured.